give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D! Let's go. Hump day.
It is hump day. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, D-Mac, Darren McCarty.
Get your top fives in.
Top 5 Wednesday, top 5 comebacks. Mine are in there. That was even more fun than I thought it was going to be.
I'm having trouble with 1 and 2, but we'll figure it out.
I got a pretty good list.
Yeah.
I had number 1 as a different thing, but I switched it out of respect.
Okay.
'Cause I don't think you can really stage a better comeback than my number 1. Like, I think it's physically impossible. So.
I have some good ones, too.
Yeah.
I'm excited for top 5 comebacks.
Yeah.
I am.
It's a good one. It's a good list.
It is. A lot of fun. That's the way it works, man. It just pops in your head.
Yep.
Again, I'm Neil Rule. That's D-Mac, Darren McCarty. KG in the building. KG, what's really good?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. I'm just happy to be back, man. I'm just happy to be here. Just happy to be here.
But he is back. We have, of course, intern Simeon.
Big Sim.
Simeon, what up?
Colt Keith haters, are they out there?
I don't hear him.
Good.
Hey, quiet today.
I don't hear him.
And yesterday, and the day before.
Yeah, shouldn't have questioned it, man. $7 million bucks. Looks like it's gonna be cheap for Colt Keith. Spemo, what's popping?
Love seeing Colt Keith doing what he's doing. That's awesome. Tigers are hot. Tigers won that series about the best way that game about the best way they could have won that game. When you see Colt Keith had a dong, Jack Flaherty with a quality start.
Yeah.
Will Smith comes in, strikes out 3 to get the save. Like, you can't ask for more than that.
No, absolutely. Tyler Holton, he may be back.
I think he is.
We're going to discuss that.
I think he is.
Among other things.
How about, are we talking a little bit about that, or just the fact of Cole Keith from his numbers since May 1st to whatever else? Like, I don't want to say he's back, but is this the real Cole Keith that we've been seeing the past month? Is that like, do you see because I see a comfortability at the plate that I didn't see before.
Yeah.
Right, in himself, and I think that, it's going to show who looks like the smartest guy in the room right now.
I think Colt Keith got like he's got
Scott
a little
Harris,
Dominican into him, or he's got a little Dominican in him, or his wet nurse was Dominican or something like that. Because
I'm like,
gotta wait for the bats to heat
He's
up
a classic
little bit,
slow
that
starter.
was the whole thing.
Yeah,
All
no.
the Latin guys gotta wait for the bats to heat
Right,
up.
okay, I get you now.
Does Colt Keith have a little Latin in him?
He
Maybe.
did the same thing last year, too.
Yeah,
I remember
just-
it was
just
the
to
Dodgers
that.
series somewhere like
There's a little
mid-July,
bit of
just got
aura
hot.
going on around there.
Yeah, slow starter, could be.
I do also think that maybe you know what this is. And I was glad to see the streets were kind of with me yesterday about the A.J. Hinch thing. There was some pushback on stuff.
I
there
don't see
there
how
was
you
some.
pushing back on anything.
Not
AJ.
on. They were talking about, well, he had these same players before, and they weren't as good. And my counter argument to that was the matchups weren't as refined.
Exactly.
Right? Like Javi had to play every day.
Yeah.
Just because he had a $150 million contract and he had to play every day. And now, he was kind of accepting of the role. He plays a lot. He doesn't play every day.
Yeah.
He averages, he sits once every 5 games, more or less.
Last year was just different. In my Spencer voice, I was called a madman when last year I said it was an evaluation year. They had to figure out what they had.
Yeah. But, here's the deal with Colt Keith, by the way. This year against lefties, 154 with 1 extra base hit.
Ouch. Against righties, though.
Against righties,
A whole
all
different story.
8 home runs, hitting almost 300.
Okay, so why doesn't he get the Kerry Carpenter treatment? Why does only Kerry Carpenter get the...
He does.
Right? That's what I'm saying, is that's what you got to do. What's wrong with having
Specialist.
assets when you have a guy that knows how to use them?
Right.
That's what A.J. Hinch does. He absolutely knows what he's got and has to use them. And I argue with people that say, well, he had the same players. No, he didn't. He didn't have Torres. And even though he had McKinstry, he didn't have this Zach McKinstry. Didn't have Dingler behind the plate, right? You've got your pros being pros and what you expected. And, you don't hear the Torquade or whatever. Torque is what he is. Riley Green, obviously. Parker Meadows being back, being healthy.
Yep.
So there is some change. There is a little bit of a change to it, and I think that it plays so much more to AJ Hinch how he plays his hand, that he can do that. What a luxury! It's a luxury. You don't. When was it? Like we were playing Cleveland, whatever, and you got Will Vest on the mound. You got to bring in David Fry, righty on righty. Because that's all your best option. Well, we don't. We got Cole Keith or Kerry Carpenter. So I mean, I think it's all part of. It goes into, like we talked about yesterday, is AJ Hinch manager of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Well, I mean, yeah. I do say, like, look, I'm not one for civil upheaval and civil unrest. However,
Storm the Capitol.
We
now, Spenny, don't do that.
Sorry.
We don't do that on this show.
shit. At least y'all will get away with it.
We don't do that on this show.
I'm just saying, man.
Dude,
This-
the best thing to come from that whole video is when the guy's like walking out of whatever office it is. He's like, yeah, we've been in there. There's not shit going on. Would you
Let's
expect
go to break,
find
everybody.
war plans sitting on the desk.
No, I'm not for civil unrest. However, if he's not manager of the year,
We ride.
this
Hey,
one,
we
and
ride
I'll
at dawn.
I'll
Hey,
have the
I'm back
megaphone.
now. We ride.
Yeah, I'll have the megaphone. I'll have the beaver skin hat on.
was
Whatever
about
you
to
guys
say,
want to
yeah.
do.
Goddamn right.
All right.
Skin a yak and wear it or whatever the
Yeah,
hell.
wait,
yak.
whatever you guys want to do, I'm down
Yep.
for. But I will be one of the leaders. I'll have the megaphone.
Tiki
fair.
torches.
We'll stop that. Okay, we're gonna get off this highway right now, everybody.
Tortero is insane.
All right, look, arrest area. Let's stop and eat our lunch, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Torches.
I knew you wouldn't let the kids eat in the car.
No,
Yeah,
100%. no.
every time. Yeah.
Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread, by the way. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And as KG would say, get your ish off in there.
Real Americans.
Soccer night in Detroit. Love the threads, Neil. Definitely need a win Saturday. Got to get out of this funk in order to stay above the playoff line. They'll be fine. Backloaded home matches at Keyworth. Everybody
Oh,
just
yeah.
calmed. They had like
yeah.
9 of the last 11 on the road, everybody. Let's just – and this is going to tie in – the Detroit City thing is kind of like the Tigers
forget.
thing. Because Steve O'Baby says, Neil, the Tigers have taken over the top spot in baseball. The Dodgers are second, and they are struggling. Well, hey, Steve O'Baby, like, we had a 30-day stretch where we were 16-14, where I was told on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it.
It was
like,
over.
The Tigers, they've been awful the last 30 games. And I look, and they're 16-14, which, by the way, is an 87-win pace.
And they're the number one team in the world in baseball by like 3 games.
Yeah, like, this is how this works. Guess what? D-Mac, you know this. The Dodgers will have a 25-game run where they go 16-9.
Right.
They will, like it's coming, or 18-7. They will, and guess what? We may have another 30-game stretch where we go 16-14. It's 162 games. Like, you can't play your A game 162 times in a row. You
fact.
just can't. You won't. And like, that's why I laughed. Like, hey, is Jack Flaherty okay now? Like,
He looks pretty good. He looked good
He
yesterday.
did look good yesterday.
guys, this
Slow
is how.
start, but
this is how. Well, it wasn't even that. Like,
He just gave-
before
he got.
he got, yeah. Everybody on this team has got at times, man. It's 162 games, D-Mac.
Yeah. Jesus,
dude.
And you look at how this team has responded. They don't lose back-to-back series. They're
No.
gonna- right? Like, so, and like you said yesterday, whereas Flaherty, rough start, rebounded and stuff like this, this team's resilient. They play all 27 outs. And that's something, when we were talking about the effort or whatever, you're getting it from everybody no matter where it is here. So, yeah, I mean, they are what they are, and this is truly who they are. And now the fact that you have Holton coming back, right? Doesn't he add to the bullpen arm that we were talking about that we needed? If he can pitch like he's pitched as of recent, and he's shown in the past last year that he could do it, that gives a Canley, Vest, and Holton. I like our chances.
In the Woodward Sports chat thread, Ella says, "Hola, amigos. Hola. El, good to have you with us." FJ 1967, D-Mac has a quick hockey question for you. D-Mac, did you ever play with Sylvain Cloutier back in the day? He's a new coach of the Adirondack Thunder.
Yeah, I did actually. He training camp. I believe.
You were in
Because
training camp together?
he's older. He's like, I think he was drafted like 93 or 4.
What about our guy Chris Tarnowski?
Nick
Shout out-
Nick
or
Tarnowski?
yeah. Shout out.
No, never. And if you listen, little preview to tomorrow's Thursday night or Thursday fights with DMAC. We got an old AHL NHL tough guy in an incident on the golf course. So we're gonna break it down. And thank goodness, no one never ran into that. He's huge, bro.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He looked like I said, like, you know, you could do 2 different routes. If you made your money fighting in the NHL, you could do the DMAC route where you become one with the earth, you smoke a lot of weed, you get your, or you can do the Nick Tarnowski route where you get
stay
a
on
friend, you hit the gym hard, and you turn into an absolute unit, dude. So,
He was always a unit.
yeah. But he looks thick.
Hey, you know what? Kids, that's why you shouldn't drink alcohol.
Yeah, but
But
tomorrow,
you'll see it tomorrow. Yeah.
Thursday fights with DMAC, special golf course edition.
Canadian Heritage Month.
In Canada. Up,
Yeah.
What is it up there?
Hey, it's in their blood. What do you mean?
It's not intelligent.
Could you imagine going to golf and ending up like that at some point? Where you're horizontal with the ground? Look at the guy's triceps.
Bro.
Look at the triceps, bro.
This is how all the hood movies start. Like, you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah, you're wondering.
Like
how I
his
got here.
sleeve on his golf shirt is fighting a battle it's going to lose long term.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to hold that tricep in there. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, guys. I don't get it, man.
This is going to be an all-timer tomorrow.
Yes. Rad Dad Scott, anyone start watching the new season of Quarterback? I did not.
forgot.
I did not.
Son of a
I
bitch.
watched the first 2 episodes last night.
I was watching the Tigers.
How
man,
long is an
forgot.
episode? An hour?
It's an hour. Yeah, there's 7 episodes, I think. I watched the first 2 last night. It was pretty fucking awesome. Not gonna lie.
That's what I've heard. No spoil. Okay,
Please, no spoilers.
since we're talking about that.
spoilers. We know what happens.
Well, true, but
No, but
When is it?
Spoiler
When is it taken
alert,
from?
they
Last
beat the
season?
Last
or?
season, yeah.
You know?
no,
Jared
but
Goff catches the touchdown in this one.
Smitty.
You know,
What
it was. I liked the first season. Obviously, I liked wide receiver a little better for selfish reasons. You know, no big deal. But
B6.
it was good. First 2 episodes were really good. I'm not watching the last episode. I already know because like I was getting a little emotional hearing Goff talk about like Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes like taking him in and believing in him and like that he was like, damn, so this is what it feels like to actually be wanted. And like Goff was getting emotional, like he almost
Yeah.
teared up.
I
I was
bet.
getting a little emotional. I was like, damn, dude, this is
Jared Goff
do you-
is Will Smith.
Not
You guys
Will
not
Smith.
get it? I think what if you want to watch this, no matter you're a football fan or whatever, because when we talk about that locker room and about getting through that door in Allen Park, right? It's that culture,
Yeah.
and it's we hear it from through the roster from all the players. Like this is what they talk about. Now you're going to get to see it,
Yeah.
and it is emotional because that is something appreciation, especially as a professional athlete.
Yeah, no, DMAC, and it kind of goes back to it, like when we went to the Tigers game together. Like that's the first time you and I have like hung out like in public, like not on the the golf, like went to a game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
in
we
your
actually
element. And like,
other than a hockey
you're-
game, but we're still
right, but we're still kind of
segregated.
segregate. Yeah, I don't think that's the word, but hey, whatever. No, but DMAC, like, and like I know, obviously and we all know, and your place in the Detroit sports hierarchy and what you've done and everything like that. But like 30 years, going on 30 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Like
know,
30
it's
years
crazy.
ago, you can't walk in that place still.
It's awesome.
And that's it. Like you love it. Like
But I
you
appreciate
love it.
Like
yeah.
I tell everybody, I'm a battery and you guys are my power. So you're only feeding me.
Right.
And because you know what, Neil, and in all honesty, I got a very special position that I don't even know if other people have. Is that it doesn't matter. Like I bring back a lot of, like with me, not only history, whether you personally had interactions with me
Right.
over the years, but through families or big moments in your family's history because you were watching, and to be able to connect that. And, that's why I travel around doing the shows all the time or
Right.
whatever. It's just because, you realize you have the innate ability to turn back time and bring back people who aren't here, or moments or memories that you click in that people forgot. And that to me, that's the human connection.
Right,
And that's why,
it.
and that's why I cherish it. And that's why he put me in this position where I'm the right guy for the job. So it's like, and I love it.
You do,
You know,
yeah.
people want to get pictures when we're out always.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I've never seen you say
well,
no.
that's just
not
who
once.
I am, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the simple rule is like, just be respectful.
Yeah.
You know, like but I love it. Like, come on in. Shout out to my boy Dan. Dan's one of the biggest Detroit sports fans. He's lived in Arizona for 25 years. He's in town because he comes into town a couple times a year to go to the Tigers games or Wings games and stuff like this. But you know, it's that sort of interaction and stuff, and that's the one thing that you cherish because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
Bingo.
That's all that really matters is that connection, and it's about the journey.
Yeah, and I kind of back that up to the golf thing because I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it, and I know we're late for the break and we're getting off time already, and we're supposed to do the Tigers thing, and we will. It's just DMAC alerted us to something about 3 years ago at golf, and it gets slept on. I try to bring it back on occasion, and a lot of people didn't realize it at the time, and I think there's a segment of population of the Detroit sports fan that still doesn't understand it, that still thinks like they're going to somehow go get Josh Allen to be quarterback here. You know, so we can get into it a little bit, and because I haven't seen it yet.
God, dude,
What?
if we got Josh Allen, that would be nuts.
You know,
It would be.
what are you talking about? You never there it is, spending in that alternative universe.
Yeah.
You got them. So wherever it is, so portal out there because that's never happened. This is your
I
guide.
wouldn't
If you
say
want to
never.
understand, it's for all the naysayers. If you know, you already know,
Right.
Let a
right?
naysayer know.
So go watch.
Okay, let's get to the break. Right, we have told the line. You are out of order. You are out of order. We are 18 minutes in.
Yellow or red? Yellow or red?
Yeah, oh, it's red.
Yeah, oh, so
100%. It's
it's a
red.
red card.
100%.
Dante
Like,
151 in the Woodward Sports Chat. This is good. This will bring us back to like dark yellow.
real quick,
Dante
2
150
wheels hanging off the side of the cliff right now.
Shout out. Dante 151. He says Buccaneers all-pro left tackle Tristan Wirfs recently underwent arthroscopic surgery on his right knee per Schefter. Wirfs will likely open the regular season on the PUP list and miss time.
Sheesh.
That sucks.
So
So
sad.
Panay Sewell is the best offensive tackle in the league.
No, I was told he's not.
I was
Top
told
what?
he-
Top
I was-
five. Top
yeah.
5, right?
I was told he's the fourth
best, okay.
offensive lineman in the league.
Crazy.
All right, let's talk about Les Stanford and let's get this back. Spenny, do better when we come back.
Sorry, man. You know, I'm just letting these naysayers know. Let me
Do
tell you
better.
about
Sometimes you
Les
got
Stan-
to, man.
That's what I'm saying. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Visit them online at lesstanford.com or scan that QR code to see their massive inventory. They've got deals to fit everybody's budget. As for my guy Goron, I'm telling you, you won't get better service than my guy Goron. Hit him up at Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, with the top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
All right. On our way on a hump day Wednesday. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the chat. Jump into there, get your thoughts out there. Brendan, Neil, do you like tennis? I'm watching Wimbledon right now. Shelton Sinner. Fraser City doubles champion, U18, by the way. Holler. But yeah, I did. I grew up playing a lot of tennis, as a matter of fact.
Get this in there. What?
Hey, man, I'm working magic over here, man. I got us some new tunes in the system.
Okay, there we go.
Didn't realize the naysayer drops in
Hey,
there, but
that's
you
fine.
know, hey,
Leave the
man.
naysayers. Got one of the naysayers? No. He was snapping, whoever that was.
Sorry, Neil, continue.
Okay, but we're doing it. We're talking Tigers. There is a Jared Goff thing I want to get into a little bit later on. But Spenny asked the baseline question: do you trust Jack Flaherty again? And D-Mac, I'll say I never not trusted him.
Yeah, I never not trusted him either. It was just him trying to figure it out. I think it's just, more of a consistency thing. He's a true pro. He knows what it's like to be there. So I like what I've seen more as of late. But, yeah, no, he's fine. He's your number
fine.
2. He's got to be fine. And he's a pro. He's one of your vetted guys on the team. So he knows.
He's an earner.
He's an earner.
It's one of those things for me. The 16 whiffs, that was
That's good.
That was good to see, no doubt.
I saw FanDuel put up a stat, and it was like, I think 22 of 24 curveballs were thrown for a strike yesterday. Like,
and that's it.
Yeah, if he's locating his pitches, that's what because he's not a burner. He's not going to dazzle you with the triple-digit fastball. He's got to locate his stuff, but he's got swing and miss stuff.
And look, I had a buddy of mine, not Broder. I had another buddy that pitched in college, and we've talked about this in the past. Like, curveball dominant. He was a curveball dominant pitcher.
Yeah.
Some days, dude, you just don't have it. You don't have the feel on it. You don't have the snap on it. Some days you can't control it. Like, some days when you're curveball dominant, you just don't have it. And like, look, again, here's the running theme for all of this. And I just kind of laugh, like, looking back at it, where the bullpen's been awful. Checks numbers, still top 10 bullpen in the majors. They are what they are, guys. And if you want to chop it up, into individual segments, you can find whatever you want. Like, if you're a hater, you can find hater shit. If you're a truther, you can find truther stuff. Like, it doesn't.
I ain't calling you a truther.
It's 162 games, man, and you are what you are. Flaherty didn't magically fall off the cliff. Tyler Holton didn't magically fall off the cliff. Did he lose it for a minute? Yeah, he did. But over time, and that's what's magical about baseball, and in the end, it's kind of what's stupid about baseball, is we judge everything by this 162 game sample size, and then we totally change what we're doing in the playoffs. And it's a best of 3 sprint. Like, it is wild, but that's the way we do it, D-Mac. And so I guess this isn't great for our line of work. I don't have some reel where someone's going to say, why are you always yelling at me? It's just, I don't know what else to say about it, D-Mac. Like, these guys are these guys. Like,
He's streaky. That's what Flaherty is.
Bingo. Like, that's it. And when he's on, he's a 1.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
Good Jack is a 1 in this league.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Again, it goes back to AJ Hinch and Chris Fetters or whatever, but they know when he's not good Jack, right? And so what you like is the fact that you have the support in the bullpen, right, to fade some bad performances. Not saying he's not going to have another one, but it's like I think he's leaning into the mean of who he really is. Like, look at his career stats. He's probably we could be a little bit lower than that, but this is what he is. What you want is him to be able to give you 6 innings, right? 6 solid,
Yes.
Two,
You want yesterday
2 run.
from him.
You want yesterday. If you got yesterday from him all the way out, you would be more than happy.
Yeah. 2 runs in 6 innings, 3 runs in 7 innings. Like, that's.
You get a quality start from your guy, you can't really ask for more than that.
No.
And he went out there, he punched out 8.
Yeah.
He gave up the solo shot. It happens. And I liked what I saw out of Jack last night. Hopefully he can continue to stack those going forward. But he's going to have another, 3-week stretch in the second half of the season where he doesn't look good. And people are going to be like, should we have addressed starting pitcher? Like, You just got to – hopefully he's riding the high in the playoffs, and then you got a guy that'll be lights out for you like he was last year.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Greg, 2025 pitchers go through slumps like anyone else. No, Greg, they're not allowed to.
No.
You have to be on every single time. Corey Berry, Tigers have a better win percentage over their last 13 than their first 80.
I'll tell you what, if Reese Olson goes out there and puts out another performance like he did in his first one back, I'm going to start feeling real good.
He will. He's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that goes back to the whole trade deadline stuff, D-Mac. And I'll say this, I'll raise my hand and say this is on me. I completely forgot about Reese Olson.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Even though he pitched a couple days ago,
Yeah.
I completely forgot about him. And, like, that's the starter crowd. You know what because you see this, too, out there. We need a high-tier, high-caliber starter.
No, I don't
That's the
If Mize is right and Olsen is right, and you got Flaherty and Skubal, that's all you need.
guess what, guys? You only need 3.
Yeah.
You can only use 3. Somebody's not going to be a part of the staff. Of all those guys, like good Reese, good Mize, good Jack, obviously Tarek Skubal's on a different stratosphere than everyone in the world. One of those guys has got to go. They just do.
Yeah, it would.
Sorry, man.
Olsen. It's Olsen.
I'm thinking you would look at Olsen as
It's
the guy
Olsen.
coming out of the bullpen because he's more of a. But maybe you want more of the swing and miss out of the bullpen because I think Olsen's more of a pitch to contact guy.
Well, Mize a splitter.
Mize has the swing and miss, so maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
Mine's having too good of a year.
Yeah, I don't think you could put Mize in the bullpen in the playoffs if he continues to pitch the way
Yeah.
he is. I think it would probably be Reese.
But either way, like we can have that discussion in. We can start having it at the beginning of September.
Yeah, because
Then-
I could start having it now if you
September
want to, but
7th,
Svenny's
yes.
not comfortable with that.
I
yet.
want to do this. Just drop this stat on people. Then we'll go to break. We'll come back.
Okay.
And we can talk about it. Johnny Kane put it out there. Shout out, Smooth
Shout
Johnny.
out.
My guy.
Johnny Kane's the man.
Johnny Kane.
I see him in the all right, pause. Preemptory pause.
Okay.
I see him in the stairwell at LCA. Anytime I'm parking in that garage over there when I
Yeah.
get a code or get hooked up from somebody, I'm walking down the stair. I'll always see Johnny Kane going down. But he put out there that right now the Tigers have a 99.8% chance of making the playoffs. Comparatively, last year in August, they had a 0.2% chance of making. So they are completely on the opposite side of what they were last year.
It's 100%.
Yeah. So shout out to Johnny Kane for putting that stat out there. But let's go to break. Tell us about Planet Fitness.
Hey guys, Planet Fitness. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. As you know, I'll never be a member at another gym forever because I like Planet Fitness, clean facilities, all of that stuff. But even more than that, this is a pretty cool thing that they do. If you're a high schooler, ages 14 to 19, you can work out for free all summer long at Planet Fitness, all the way up till August 31st. Planet Fitness knows during the summertime, there are no high school sports, there are no gym classes, all of that. So the movement to some degree stops with our youth population. Planet Fitness wants to do something about it. What do they want to do about it? Put money behind it, because that's what they're doing. Free memberships, everybody. Planet Fitness, the high school summer pass. All you got to do, show up at your local Planet Fitness, fill out some paperwork, and boom, you're in there. And you can work out for free all the way up until August 31st. A cool program that they do. I love that they do this, and I love being a member at Planet Fitness. I'll never be a member at another gym. I don't know what else to say for you guys. Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com, or as I said, just walk in the door. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Why?
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce. Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. And you can scan the QR code on the screen above my head there. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app, and then you fund your first deposit. Make your first deposit with Caesars and use the promo code Woodward1000. What does that mean? It means after you do that, when you make your first bet all the way up to $1,000, if you lose that bet, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. Yes, that will happen for you at Caesar Sportsbook. Use a promo code Woodward1000. It's Caesars, man. Like, the app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. They have all the betting markets available for you as well. And again, it's one of the best sports books in the game. Everybody knows the Caesars name. There is no doubt about that. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Oh, really?
Nothing too crazy, but the Celtics are apparently shopping Anthony Simons.
Yes.
So
Makes sense.
They're like
they're punting.
$1 billion over the second apron.
And they don't have their superstar next year.
Yeah.
That was
punting.
their last hurrah last year.
They're punting
Yeah.
for sure.
They're punting.
Yeah.
They'll keep Jaylen Brown.
Of course, yeah.
Maybe, depending on how things go.
Yeah.
I think they could get a little bag for Peyton Pritchard, honestly. They should sell him now. I don't think his stock will ever be higher than it is right now.
Probably.
But think about it, though. No Tatum. You stripped it down. High usage for him.
Oh, that's true. You can get something for him nasty at the deadline. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good point.
So, that's what they're doing. You're seeing them kind of punt. These owners aren't playing with this second apron.
No,
No,
they
this
are
shit,
not.
it's changed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is actually, I talk a lot of shit about Adam Silver, but this is eliminating super teams and it's eliminating dynasties. You're going to see a lot of different teams winning championships.
Teams are opting not to do deals.
Yeah.
now because of
Well,
this
yeah,
fucking-
but they can't, because when you're in the second apron, there's all those massive, restrictions.
Yeah.
But but that being said, though, the Oklahoma City Thunder did sign Chet Holmgren to the
Yep.
Supermax rookie deal. So
Yeah.
he
Shout
could,
out.
4 years, up to $250 million.
Have they already signed J-Dub or no?
Not yet. They're
No.
working on him next, and then that's going to be their 3, and that's how they're going to rock out. So it's going to be
a
those
nasty
3.
three.
It's going to be
That's a
it's going to be
nasty
those 3 and a bunch of second-round picks.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, if that's what get it done, shit. Celtics did it.
And they got a million first-round picks, too.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, true.
So,
Well, they could bribe you to eat salary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying. They could bribe you to eat salary. Woodward Sports chat thread. Mike O. Johnny Kane is a cool dude. He is. Personal Johnny Kane story with me. When I kind of fill in for Mark Champion for the Pistons on the radio broadcast, the first text I always get is from Johnny. Hey, guys boys are going to dinner here. Be downstairs at this time, and he like includes me in all that stuff,
Yeah.
and it's dope
Nice.
because he doesn't have to do that.
No.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do that, but that's the kind of dude he is. So
Nice.
I mess with Johnny Kane heavy. That's
Johnny Kane's a very cool
Yeah,
guy.
he's one of those guys, like, you got your friends that you don't talk to very often.
Yeah.
But when when we get to the airport or whatever, we just start chopping it
Yeah, it's
up,
cool,
man.
yeah.
It's really cool.
Smooth
So,
Johnny Kane, dude.
That's
Man,
my
I never
guy.
got a chance to meet him, man.
He's dope. Yeah. He is. He's cool. Burn in the super chat. AJ Hinch is a genius. I've never seen a manager surrender a game to win a series down the road like him. Dude plays a different game. No, Burn, you know what? That goes into the run differential thing. People were all touching themselves over run differential
early
at the
in the
beginning
year.
of the year. And I don't think that people realize, like, in this split doubleheader era, if you have a game and you're down 8-1 and it's the 4th inning, bring the shortstop into pitch, man.
I'm good. Pull the parachute.
Yeah. Hey, bro, 162 of these games, D-Mac, 6 of these are going to be like this, just by nature. You guys lost at Phoenix to the Coyotes, too. Like, you just...
Facts.
Yeah.
Do you think AJ Hinch gets Zach McKinstry behind the plate before the All-Star game to push his case even more? To say he played all 9 positions before the All-Star break?
That'd be dope.
Can I ask a question about this? And this is off topic, but I have a feeling like this is going to be a good thing. The trade deadline, and I'll work this in. You had kind of a question on the sheet about the trade deadline, like what do you choose? What it was, bullpen, starter, or bat? You only get to pick one. Ooh. For the bat crowd, I'll do a hybrid of this for the back crowd. I would assume. Do people
Back crowd.
People, you can make an argument they still could use a third baseman, a first baseman, an outfielder maybe, but you can make the case.
So that being said, right, and there's a lot of sentiment like this. I heard AJ this morning on the flagship, on the Tigers flagship radio station. He was interviewed.
To AJ.
Yeah. I heard AJ. He was kind of asked this a little bit, and to sum it up, he basically said, "It's funny because everybody wants Zach McKinstry in the All-Star game, and then they want us to take away at bats from him."
That's a good point.
But when you say that, like that's
a
right.
good point.
Is that true?
That is true.
You know, like people say we need a third baseman, or dare we say we need a shortstop or whatever. Like everybody wants McKinstry and Javi in the All-Star game, and yet we want to take at-bats away from him in the trade deadline. I think that was a very eye-opening discourse because he's right. Right? Like, again, our love for the transaction, D-Mac, sometimes it supersedes our common sense. Like, we want this guy in the All-Star game, but we want to replace him at the trade deadline, like, if we can. It's wild to me. I think, D-Mac, people forget, too, like Zach McKinstry, he's just now getting to that point in the majors where you do start to figure it out. I'm talking about from, like, an experience level, right? Like that's.
So you think it's something that can continue?
I mean, how many at-bats, you know, how many years he been in the league?
Yeah.
What's his usage been like? Under heavy usage, he's only gotten heavy usage here in Detroit, right?
Right.
2 years?
Yeah, and that was out of necessity. We had to. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Seems like he's putting it together a little bit. D-Mac, is this what he is? Is this like, or is this like a Craig Monroe 06 season where it's out of the blue and you'll never see it again?
Shout out Craig.
Well,
That's what,
depends on who you are.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Let that just simmer
Let's just
right there
please
for
move
a
on.
minute.
God, we are running with the
D-Mac
devil.
for the
D-Mac,
save.
please talk about Zach
Here
McKinstry,
comes
please.
D-Mac for the save.
Yeah.
I think this is more like fitting the role and the role that he's played, and he's played himself into it, so he's in sort of a groove, and it's something. Yeah, you always have to exercise the possibility because what is he? He's a great utility guy, right? But he's forcing AJ because of the way he's playing. He's an integral part of this lineup, and why they've got this roster here. So, you know, I think it's more to the norm. Like what are his numbers right now? Like he may cool off a little bit, but this is what happens when you get opportunity. There's some guys that get this opportunity and play themselves into being a solid professional athlete.
Yeah, he's over 800 OPS. I know that.
We have the most guys over 800 OPS in the MLB.
Yep.
We've got it's Torque, Riley, McKinstry.
Torres is sitting
I mean,
at
there's
800.
really not a
and now
guy,
Cole Keith.
right?
Cole Keith's
And
over
I
the
love
line.
Jake Rogers and stuff, but I mean, is he like that goes? You go up to bat and you sort of like expect. You don't expect. Like, remember when Javi go to bat last year? And we just be like, you know, wait.
Yeah, I would be like, just don't hit into a double play.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have that feeling now to any of these guys. And even McKinstry in a big spot.
McKinstry's he had what 2 more stolen bases yesterday. His WAR's climbing.
Well,
up even higher.
look at what it is, right? It's the intangible little things, like how he manufactured the tying run. You know, like it's the little things like that I know AJ sees, right, and is aware of, and maybe not if you're not dialed in every day where you can see the value of that.
Yeah. Is he our Stephen Kwan? We
Zach
always talk about
McKinstry?
Stephen Kwan. Is he our Stephen Kwan?
I think Riley Green's our Stephen Kwan.
Oh shit. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing. I mean, Stephen Kwan is. They play the same position. They're both very good defensively. Riley Green's got more power than Stephen Kwan.
good.
So
By a
maybe
mile.
Riley Green's your Jose Ramirez. But what Zach McKinstry is fantastic. And I don't think that adding a piece at the deadline would really hamper what he is, because you could get an everyday third baseman in Eugenio Suarez, and then you can have Zach McKinstry do what he does best, and that's play in right field a lot. I would love to see Zach McKinstry and Veerling in right field rotating, because if Parker Meadows isn't going to find his stroke, you can't keep putting him in the lineup every day. You've got Veerling or McKinstry or Baez that can play center. You've got Veerling or McKinstry that can play right field. I think if you get an everyday third baseman, It cleans up some of the deficiencies in your roster, but it doesn't hamper the amount of at-bats that you can give Zach McKinstry because of his versatility defensively. He can get in where he fits in. And personally, I'd rather see him in right field a lot more than third base because I think he's got the best arm on the team outside of probably Javi. Maybe Javi.
What, you left out Wenzel Perez, though.
Wenzel Perez,
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Fuck.
Wenzel, man.
He takes walks.
Yeah,
He
he
does.
does.
Dude, and he can go yard.
Yeah,
can.
like,
You can't try to sneak one around him.
I think Wenzel Perez is one of the most slept-on guys on this team.
I've
He
been
walks.
singing his praises since last April. He has been so great as a
takes
Tiger.
even when he was hitting like 190.
Yeah.
Dude's OBP, the dude's on base percentage was like 380 or whatever
Yeah.
it was. Dude walks, man. Like, and that's in the playoffs. He's gonna play more in the playoffs than probably a lot of you guys are comfortable
Oh
with.
yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I've seen what he can do.
Yeah.
So
But you know,
he was big in that first round series last year too.
and I can already tell this one's gonna happen too. We're gonna be doing the watch parties, and Perez might strike out or whatever. What's he? Matt Fearley sitting on the bench,
Yeah.
and this guy's playing. Get him out of here! Like I want to compile it before we do this. Before they go to the playoffs, I want to do my 5 complaints you're gonna hear for the playoffs.
Oh, for sure.
Let's do it for sure.
We should do that. We'll make the sports exception. Top 5 complaints you're going to hear about the Tigers in the playoffs.
That's a good one.
During a game. That's going to be a funny one. Man.
What's AJ doing pulling him there?
Yeah.
Number 1. That's number 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt is going to say it at least 10 times.
Oh, dude, Matt says it 10 times a day right now.
My favorite thing that I've done at this network is the Tigers watch parties with Maz.
Oh,
that was so
man.
much fun.
Epic.
Michael, AJ.
Hit him, dude.
Yeah.
The disdain.
He's trying to be my man.
disdain he has for Jose Altuve is
yeah, man.
so fucking funny, dude.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Get into their paper chungus. They need a bat and 2 bullpen arms.
They don't need 2.
They don't need 2. Yeah.
They could use a bullpen arm.
Okay.
Every
so
team
listen. We've talked about like the pixie dust on this team. You know, we've talked about stuff like that. Do you expect Zach McKinstry to continue being a super, like an all-star level bat? Do you expect Javi Baez to continue being an all-star level bat? Is that what Wenzel Perez truly is? Or would you have a solidified guy that hits 30 home runs every year? That's the thing you're looking at. Is if you're feeling the vibes, you can go for the vibes, and that would be good for a year, but having a solidified piece would be more concrete for the long term. But bullpen arm for sure. I think they should for sure get a bullpen arm.
I'll tell you what I think.
I would love your Aldis Chapman.
I'll tell you what I think after I tell you about Ben Johnson Law.
Epic.
Hey.
Elite.
This is not a hobby, everybody. Just like getting the result you want is not a hobby for Ben Johnson Law because he's the fighter. And look, man, justice has many, many forms. A settlement, a verdict, all of it. Get the fighter on your side. Get the tough, tenacious trial lawyer, Ben Johnson. He's the fighter. He's great in the community as well. Shout out to Ben Johnson Law. They did the golf ball sponsorship at the Detroit Sports Broadcasters outing, by the way. So shout out to Ben and his squad for that. Go to the website, benfights.com. Ben Johnson Law. Get the fighter you need on your side.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday, except today. It's Wednesday, and he's doing a special visit to Big D Energy, or tomorrow on Braylon Edwards' show, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy, trusted for 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
All right. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Michael in the chat. Madden's the last sports game left that I don't hate. Fingers crossed. It's not ruined. Lots of college football.
Hey, that new Madden though look crazy. I'm not even joking this year.
Yeah.
And I'm a naysayer against Madden. But.
There's a lot of naysayer no.
Yeah.
There's a lot of slander for the new college football game in there. They literally say it's the same. And this, when I heard this on the street, Spenny, I immediately thought of you. They said it's literally just a new cover.
Yeah.
Like
it's the same game. That's why
but last year was a good game though. They first won back.
That's why I haven't played 2K in a couple years.
Yeah, 2K's getting like that though, for sure.
Like the 2K shit was like, I play My Player on 2K. I know a lot of people do the My Team stuff like that. Those are fun, but
fucking lame.
I played My Player religiously for like 10 years, and the new 2Ks, I'm just trying to go ball. And it's like, you got to go record a song with J. Cole.
Right.
You
got to do Aura stuff?
Yeah.
You got to go.
Oh, he loves to talk about it, but when he's got to do it, I hate this Aura stuff.
It's stupid. I'm not playing Aura Simulator. I'm playing 2K. Like
no,
I'm not
Sven.
trying to go to
That is your generation.
I'm not trying to go to.
I want to pick and choose on my terms. I love Aura, unless I had to do it.
Neil, it'd be different if the rap song was actually good. It was horrible.
No, it was bad.
It was horrible. Like Neil don't even understand how bad it was.
It was bad. And then you do one with Boss too. It was like, I just did one with J. Cole. Now I gotta step down to Boss.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
Shout out Boss though. I like Boss music. Boss
D-Mac. They have to record a song with J. Cole as part of their player mode for the video game.
You can't play games. It won't let you play games. You literally, it'll be like, all right, to play more games, you got to go record with J. Cole.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Like, I just want to go hoop, dude.
Or meet up with an NPC
or go to
and ride a
Fashion
go-kart
Week
or some
something.
shit. Like, I swear it's bad.
It was so stupid.
It's bad.
Do you physically have to drive the go-kart
yes.
and stuff? How do you record a song with J. Cole?
You have to pick the right lines. Like, it gives you a line the beginning.
What game is this?
2K.
NBA 2K?
It gives you a line in the beginning, and then it gives you 3 options, and you got to pick the right one. And it does 4 of that in a row. And if you get one of them wrong, you don't pass it. You got to restart.
Meanwhile, the instrumental is so offbeat. Yeah. It's crazy. It's horrible on the ears.
You know what this would be equivalent to? And D-Mac, you got to work this in. You got to get to your people. You have to make the new what is it? NHL 2K or what?
They call it Chell. It's just NHL 25.
Yeah, EA Sports got a monopoly on it. Yeah.
EA Sports is the NHL
call
game.
What?
Yeah. Chell.
What?
Chell.
Yeah. And NHL.
Yeah, it's the Chell.
Okay. Anyway, that's dumb.
Yeah, that's
but getting back
Chell's
to it,
goated.
here's the move, D-Mac. You got to get to your people on this. If you lose a fight, do they have fighting in it?
Yeah.
Okay. If you lose a fight, that next offseason, you have to go train in fighting with Darren McCarty.
That would be cool. I would do that.
That's great.
And if you don't, you won't get re-signed. You'll be sent to the minors.
That would be cool.
Oh, dude, that's how you have to go to or like power skating schools with the guy.
Yeah.
Whatever you come to.
Because some of the things are cool that you have to do. So you can go to practice to get extra bonus points of chemistry and stuff like that, and it's cool to do that a couple times to farm some badges and shit. But
after 85 overall, fuck practice. You'll never see me in there again.
And then just but literally, you got to go walk in a fashion show in one of them. I was like, it's so stupid.
It's bad. It's bad. Yes, he's not lying.
What did you guys do to our work? We set it up for you perfectly. We handed it off to you.
This is not us. I'm telling you, the golden age of 2K is when I was playing it, and that was 2012 to 2018.
Yeah, when we handed it off to you guys.
And
it was great at
this
first.
New generation, these young whippersnappers,
fucking Gen Z.
It.
Is it Z's fault?
It's the
Z's
Z's
fault for sure.
Okay.
Blame Z.
Can any of the Z's out there, Anakin Skyogre, anybody, can we get some defense
Simeon,
to why
talk
is?
for your people.
Simeon, answer for this.
I can't defend it. The last good 2K was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Probably.
It was right around there.
Yeah.
Why?
It sucks.
Chell's always good. I guess FIFA's always good. I don't play FIFA,
I'll play.
but
Yeah, Chell's still good.
FIFA's elite.
Oh, FIFA is the shit.
Chell is
You're playing it
always
to play-
good.
Yeah, you're playing it to play the game.
Road to MLB The Show is really good.
Yeah, they getting stagnant too. Though.
They ruined
Yeah.
2K. They ruined Madden.
WheezyD313, he's always a go-to in the video game world. He said they're turning WWE 2K into that too.
Yeah,
what happened to
yeah.
you guys?
It's bad. Trust me. Don't even get me started on WWE 2K.
D-Mac, we handed it
Don't
off
get
to
me
them,
started.
and everything was healthy, and they
Is
went
the
and
new
did
one no
this.
good?
It's all right, man. But they microtransactions done took over. It's becoming
The
a
same with
shittier
UFC.
game.
The same with the UFC games.
Yeah, the
Oh,
UFC
really?
games used
Yeah.
to be the shit back in
Yeah.
the day. Yeah, man.
Damn.
Like, I just want to do a fucking 5-round title fight with no sliders on of Forrest Griffin and Rampage Jackson, so you can't get knocked out. You're just going.
Right.
Now I got to go do backyard fights with Patty Pimblett, and like it's so stupid, dude.
I never knew any of this.
It's bad.
That's egregious. That's egregious. Okay, whatever. You
And
kids,
the
man.
voice acting in 2K is by far. If you ever get some free time, go look up Lou Williams' voice acting performance in 2K.
Shit.
This is a long time ago. This is when 2K was still great. Make 2K great again. But it was so bad. And any NBA player's voice acting, they're all just like, yeah. What they call you like Che or something. They always pick a random name to call the my player. They're like, yeah, Spark, you lit them up last night, man. It's like it's so bad, dude. What's up? This is Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, that's. I remember that. That was funny.
DNC ENT, it's still your effing generation, Neil. Y'all have ruined it for us. All I know, DNC, we handed the video games off to you, and they were in perfect working order.
They were.
And we get them back, and you got to do a song with J. Cole to go play.
That's true.
Shout out J.
That
Cole.
is-
That's
Yeah,
not
it's a bullshit.
us. That's you, DNC. That's you.
Making songs with cowards.
Where's my video games gone?
And you know what? Since we're on it,
My video games
I
go.
never understood it about J. Cole. For real.
Oh, all right,
For
all right,
real,
all right,
for real.
All right. Let's slow down
in
there.
the greats?
Hold your
In
horses.
the pantheon of the greats?
All right, we not Neil.
Sorry.
Neil.
Sorry,
nah,
man.
Nah,
Sorry.
Nah, you got to chill out now.
Hey, I lost a lot of respect for J. Cole. I'll tell you what.
Oh, I forgot you were a hater.
Born Sinner, one of my favorite albums of all time. I think it's one of the best rap albums of all time. Forest Hills Drive, one of the most overrated rap
No,
albums
it's not.
of all
No,
time.
it is not.
Don't
Spenny.
say that. Shit,
No,
Thank
it's
you.
Not good. He can't write a hook to save his life. I understand the whole wanting to go platinum with no features and like keep doing that and like that's cool. Bring in somebody to do some hooks. You can't do hooks, J. Cole. Great verses, can't do hooks.
Y'all wildin', man.
But
Forest Hills Drive, KOD is solid.
When he
Like,
went
come
out
on,
there
man.
and he's KOD is not
That's solid, bro.
He-
What?
When he said when he bowed out of the Kendrick beef, I was like, dude, that's so.
He's
'cause
not a
the guy-
battler, though.
But every song he talks about, I want all the smoke. He just wants
Well,
smoke.
that
I
is
want
true.
it too.
Yeah.
You got the smoke,
But
and you ran away from
Okay.
We not gonna talk about his rapping ability. His rapping ability is like top.
He is a
fucking
he's
tier.
a top
like,
tier MC.
But
of
it's
all time,
not
for sure.
just that. It's not. I'm sorry.
He can make a song,
Okay,
though. Like,
look. Here's the deal. All right, because the chat seems like dead split about this. Ryan's reaction: platinum with no features in the super
And
chat.
that is
A couple times, not just once, multiple.
He holds on to that gimmick a little too much. Throw a guy on a hook to make your song better. Like, you got a lot of talented people in Dreamville, and that's what. Dude, the J. Cole verses on Revenge of the Dreamers 3 are some of the hardest shit J. Cole has ever put out. Like,
Facts.
he was snapping on every song, and then he puts his album out, and it wasn't that good.
Nah,
it wasn't
you
as good
tripping,
as those
bro.
verses.
No, and that last
Thank
album
you.
was
Thank
fucking
you.
crazy.
Thank you. All right, Burn.
You know what I'm hearing though? I'm hearing that he's got
Question.
another level to go.
Yeah.
But he's got another option to go. What
there's
if he
no
does
other
that,
level.
Spenny? That opens up a whole new genre of him
Yeah.
working with somebody instead of doing this and you guys arguing.
He
So-
is an elite MC. He's one of the best pure like spitters, rappers for sure.
But there's questions.
But he
Shit, not.
throws some guys
Okay.
on some features and you make this song. Like, look at Revenge of the Dreamers 3 is better than any album J. Cole has put out since Born Sinner.
Do you have the top fives?
Let me check.
In the super chat, Burn, the best was NBA 2K where Spike Lee directed the story mode and your friend Vic is a POS who tries to walk back everything at the
Throwback.
end.
That is
It's
true.
wild.
Throwback.
What happened to video games, T-Mac?
Oh, yeah.
It's Spenny, I just want to go hoop.
Yeah.
Jeremy Anderson, I'm with Neil
KG,
on
did you
that.
get your top five in?
Darrell, wow, Neil, J. Cole is a great.
Like all-time great.
He's an all-time great for sure.
Big Joe, J. Cole, one of the greats.
That's what-
Wheezy D, don't do it, Neil. Aura Fitness, Neil, slow your roll.
Yeah, thank
Travis
you.
Maddox, Neil, you are spitting, my friend. My guy Trav, shout out.
Trav's got a wild.
Travis.
You want to talk about who ruined video games? Travis's generation.
Yep.
Trav's like 22. I did not know he was that young.
He looked 38, but you know.
Motherfucker, you look 30. But when I talk about J. Cole, because I get into this with my friends all the time because I say J. Cole's but I talk about him in respect to where he is. Like he is in the upper echelon of rappers, so when I'm like disappointed with J. Cole's performance, it's still better than a lot of guys, but I hold him to a higher standard because I don't believe he's put out a better album than Born Sinner.
That's my favorite album. I agree.
So good.
That's my favorite
And
J. Cole album.
That's why I'm upset with J. Cole because like I've seen it. Go do that more.
He's introspective, bro. Like that's around the
That,
time he
that means
transitions.
washed. When you're introspective, he's introspective. That means you're washed.
always been like that,
in the
man.
chat, is J. Cole washed? Yes or
Not
no?
at
In the chat, Danny G. Spenny's right. His hooks are weak. Do we have the
His
top
hooks
five?
are weak. Don't save her. We got the shit I wanna be saved.
Oh, I ain't sent a picture for mine, but
KG sent his in, and then we're good.
He did send his in.
Yeah, we're about to get KG's, and then we got them all.
Okay, cool.
So,
All right,
let's
well,
just hit
we're
break.
we're
This is
at,
on brand.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
welcome back, KG.
I sent it at 11 a.m. I just got to give him a picture. That's it.
Rick rolled. So sports, I have no idea what you're talking about. Rick, in the summer we do this for like 8 minutes. Rick,
Yeah.
Sorry, Rick. Okay, we'll get back to it.
Prime off season. I was trying to type the poll, but I accidentally was clicked into VMix. So.
Wheezy D, I'm
Little
tired of
there.
Born Sinner too. See, like. Dick's enormous. J. Cole's washed. You got to respect the resume, though, which is fair.
He's not
That's
washed.
exactly where I am.
Speaking about our top 5 comebacks, you're going to see a comeback.
Yeah.
He
I
went
need to
out
make
there-
a
he
change
went
to
out
my
there
list
and
now.
he made Born Sinner, like I said, which is one of my favorite rap albums ever. And he made the song "Let Nas Down," where he talked about how on Sideline Story he went too gimmicky, went too radio-y, and he let Nas down with that music. And then he turns around and lets Nas down again with his next album.
Forest Hills Drive is a classic,
Forest
bro. You
Hills
out
Drive
your
is
fucking mind.
overrated.
Cody Ingle.
One time for my LA sisters, one time for my LA hoes.
Hey,
what are we talking
that's
about?
getting a long way in the rearview mirror.
Hey, man,
like it's
I
getting
don't wanna
tough to
hear
make
that,
out in
bro.
the rearview mirror right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay. You still sing it when it come
D-Mac,
on.
what do you think about this? Cody Ingle says you ain't washed until you're doing pine knob routinely.
That's
And
fair.
he's a long way from that.
He's still selling out
He's a
arenas.
long
Is
way
that
from
true,
that.
D-Mac?
That's
Yeah, but
fair.
that's not washed because you're still doing pine knobs. So I
That
mean,
is true.
I wish I was washed doing pine knobs.
Pine knob still.
I mean, it's all perspective.
I wish I was
Like all this stuff you guys are celebrating and talking about is a long way back in the rearview mirror, man.
Like,
You guys got to understand,
Again,
objects in the
album was really
his
fucking
last album
good.
was
objects in the
Comeback was-
rearview mirror
his
may
last
appear
album was
closer
good.
than they are. All
Okay,
right.
at least you can admit that.
His
His
last
last
album
album
was
was really good to me.
but you know, like 21 Savage and Lil Baby have the best verses on it. I'm just
Come on, dog. Come on.
Okay, this one, then we ride out in the super chat. Shad216, 2K23 is the Killian Hayes experience. Can't do ish right, all because you were picked higher than an NPC.
It's facts.
So there you
That's
go.
pretty good.
It's
DJ
true.
DJ Justice, no Cole slander. What are we doing?
Thank you, man.
Oh, let's say what the streets think then. Is J. Cole washed? 61% of you say yes.
I will say
Y'all out your fucking
our core audience are probably not the best to decide whether J.
Thank
Cole
you.
is washed or not.
Thank you.
But he's a little washed. He's like
So you agree?
But like I said, I don't know.
So then you're not the audience to say that
I
he's
need
washed.
him. That's why I liked the comeback because he got features on there. He got us to.
Oh, he
to
sold
upsell
out.
a little bit.
So he had to sell out to be
He
good
didn't sell
again.
out. He just.
That's what I'm hearing.
can't write a
didn't.
hook.
I'm
He
hearing
can't write a
sell
hook.
out D-Mac and I'm hearing washed.
He didn't
That's what
sell
I'm
out.
hearing.
You can't keep
So in
getting
other
platinum with
words,
no features.
he's on the musical arc, the musical artist arc.
Nah,
If
man.
he would have thrown Anderson .Paak or a couple guys to do some hooks on Forest Hills Drive, it would have been so much better.
Bro,
of an
that's
album.
a classic
Dante
fucking
151 in the super chat. Spenny, how can you forget B Fresh from
Yeah, be
NBA
fresh.
2K?
There's one you go against. They call him like Flaming Dragon, and he's a Chinese guy with red hair. I remember that. There was a bunch. You had a
Flaming Dragon.
You had a lot of different rivals throughout 2K.
Aaron to the Stone. I'm just curious, Neil. Are you a legit rap fan? Because you seem like a Simon and Garfunkel fan. I'm just saying.
Hey, nothing wrong with Simon and Garfunkel, bro. What?
No, I tell everybody this. I irrationally like Young Jeezy.
No,
irrationally.
Yeah,
He is one
so.
of the greats.
Rightfully
to
so.
me, he is one of the greats.
Absolutely.
And
For sure.
speaking of washed in the rearview mirror, I probably overvalue Rick Ross. I probably
No,
do.
you don't.
Hey, Ross has hits. Man.
Ross got a catalog.
Ross
But-
has not put out a bad album.
It's kind of getting in the rearview mirror for
But
him
he's not.
too.
He's not in that space anymore.
But he's like pushing 50 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He a
telling
legacy
you,
act.
The best thing Rick Ross has done in the past 5 years is calling Drake white boy. That shit
was hilarious.
Every now and then, Rose
White boy.
pops up and lets you know.
That shit was
And then he goes back.
fucking funny.
So
dude.
that's where I am.
Where
All right,
you
let's
at,
take
white
the break.
boy?
Okay, when we come back, Top 5 Wednesday. Didn't mean for that to
We
turn into that,
hijacked the whole
but it
fucking
did.
segment.
Black Rock,
Black
Top
Rock,
5 steak,
shout
no
out.
doubt.
Top 5 steak, no doubt. Woodward Sports, things are heating up with our newest sizzling partner, Black Rock Bar and Grill, home of steak on a stone, served on a 755-degree volcanic rock. It's more than just a meal, it's an experience. And now they're cooking up a summer giveaway. 8 weeks, 8 prizes, and 1 epic finale. They let us in on one little secret. The grand prize is 4 tickets to Detroit versus Chicago, the home football opener on September 14th. Stay tuned, the prizes drop, and the entry period opens this coming Monday. Make sure you tap in at blackrockrestaurants.com. Yes, you heard me right. 4 tickets to Detroit versus Chicago, the home football opener.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
I saw that.
You know me?
I saw that. I saw that.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Neil Rule here for shop.woodwardsports.com. Get the all-new Detroit shirts, designs. The J. Cole is washed t-shirt dropping soon. As a matter of fact, I'm just kidding. But we do have the Boot 'em Kids shirts, and we still sell a lot of those. And the Lions play the Rams, so it all works out. Get geared up for your trips downtown, too. Woodward Tiger stuff, Red Wings Pistons. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Rep Woodward, everybody. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, back at it. Lunchbox said hot mic. Good, because that was entertaining comment through the break. Wrapping up our poll as we go to hour number 2 is J. Cole Wash. I don't know how we got on this, but we did. Is J. Cole Wash 58% of the people say yes. Danny G with one of the more elite texts we've ever gotten in this show. J. Cole is the Aaron Rodgers of rap.
Not even
I
close.
don't hate that comp.
Not
all.
even close.
Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, KG, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. We did some Tiger stuff in the first hour. Subscribe to the podcast if you want. It's a Top 5 Wednesday. Dr. Pierce will be rolling through. I want to talk to him about NFL preseason a little bit because it's do or die for everyone. Hey, Yahoo Sports, I'm kidding when I say that.
Pivotal.
Absolutely, the most important preseason that this franchise has ever seen. Hendon Hooker's playing for his life. If he doesn't do well, he's going to the Montreal Alouettes. I got a source that says that. Okay, do we have the top 5s?
We got all the top 5s.
It is time. Top 5 Wednesday, everybody.
Top five.
Comebacks. Now, we did this non-sports.
Non-sports.
Non-sports top 5 comeback. But there are some sports.
It's your list.
It's your list. We wanted to put an emphasis on the non-sports.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just. There's
Without
gonna
any-
be some chatter about my list.
Without any further ado, Let's get into it. Top 5 comeback. Spencer Raxter, you bat leadoff as always.
All right, top 5 comebacks. And Ryan Lentz, again, has a fetish with me or something. So, shit. There we go.
Spenny on that plastic surgery.
Shout out.
The Kim K picture.
At number 5 of my top 5 comebacks, I do have Kim Kardashian because, shout out Parks and Rec. I'm pretty sure she got some cum on her back. So, top 5.
We saw it.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian. Shout out to Ray J. At number 4, I have the return of comedy.
It is good to see comedy back.
Good. Stand-up comedy's back. Some words used in everyday vernacular are back that I'm real happy with.
Retard.
It makes me happy. Shout out, dude. That is.
It took a body blow for a minute.
It took a body blow, but comedy is back. At number 3, I have the Devils of Paradis. Listen. The people of Marley had a 5-1 Titan lead. Like they had a 5-1 Titan lead, and the Devils came back and won. Obviously, ending with the rumbling, and no spoilers, but that's how that is. Shout out to Attack on Titan if you're not familiar.
Yep.
Number 2, the comeback of the mullet and the mustache.
Rock solid.
No, that came back in a major way.
D-Mac, I overlooked that one.
Either
on my
together
list.
or separately, they are both back.
Celebrated by the youth.
Celebrated
the youth.
by
The same youth who has turned their back on J. Cole.
The same youth who has turned their back on J. Cole are in with the mullets and the mustaches. And then at number 1, I got Japan.
They're on my list too.
Because from what they were to what they became to what they are now,
it's pretty incredible.
They were at the top of the world, the samurais, boom, and then it started going down, and then they hit I'll say a crater.
Literal.
Literal. And now to what they are now,
pretty impressive.
It's got to be the greatest comeback.
For a smaller population island nation.
They are very, it's very impressive the comeback that happened in Japan.
Rock solid list.
Thank you.
Rock solid list.
Thank you.
I love, D-Mac, my favorite part about top 5, when Spenny adjusts himself in his chair and says, listen. I love that. It's one of those things that pops me. Yeah.
What did you say to me the other day? When I'm dialed into something, we were on the golf course and you asked me something, or I was talking to the group or whatever, and I was focused in on it.
It is. Just when the physiology changes, everything changes for sure. Intern Simeon, your top 5 comeback.
Yeah, I'm starting. I blew right past the red light of non-sports, and I'm starting to realize quickly that I'm taking these way too seriously. It's only taken about 5 weeks for me to realize that.
Yes, you are.
Self-awareness, kid. That's what you're going to learn on this program.
But from here on out, this is
proud of you.
Well, then hurry up, Simeon. Let's go.
5 is the 2024 Tigers.
Yes.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah. One of the greatest. Greatest comeback parlay with the greatest collapse.
True.
Facts.
It took both. It took a collapse to make the comeback. Me down 20. Sorry, Dad. He thought he won. He literally put hands in the air celebrating. Thought he won, and it's like the premature fireworks on a walk-off home run. You were
down 20-5.
Yeah. There's been a couple comebacks on him this summer. It's bad. Busch Light Apple 2 months ago.
Is it me, or has Busch Light Apple come back twice?
No, Is
it come back twice? Yeah, it feels like it's come back twice.
I think it comes back with every college generation.
Like every graduating class?
Yeah, Busch Light Apple. Yeah.
You guys ever seen this?
I'll say that was.
Busch Light Apple's solid.
It's not, and it's not
a little
even
overrated.
A little overrated. It was just captivating when it came. It was a war to get some.
Yeah.
My roommate walked in and I went, yeah.
They kind of went the J. Cole route because they started coming out with Busch Light Peach.
Yeah, they did. Oversaturated the market.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Do what you're good at.
Yeah. Know your brand.
Know your brand. All right, continue.
Number 2 was the K9 game against Michigan.
That was a great comeback.
That was all time. One of the best games I've ever been to in my life.
That shit was awesome, dude.
And number 1 was my golf game prior to Monday.
Now it's back. Well, now it's back off the list.
Now I'll make another comeback, and it'll stay at number 1.
There you go. I like it. There it is. Intern Simeon's top 5. Sorry for your dad. That's tough to hear on the air in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
But anyway, KG,
all right, but
your top 5 comebacks.
Spenny, before you put it up, I got to give out a trigger warning. You ain't got to like the list. You ain't got to agree with the list. But this is a list of my creation.
That's what it is.
All right, so shout out to Big Long. All right. All right, so let me go through these. Listen, y'all ain't got to like it. Y'all ain't got to agree with it. So at number 5, we'll start small. At number 5, Simba, bro. Simba had one of the greatest comebacks. Literally watched his father murdered by his uncle. Yes. So he had to go away as a kid.
And became a contributing member of society after that.
He's surviving off bugs and dirt.
Yeah, no, for real. His comeback story do not get talked about enough. When they got him some punana, he came back, killed his uncle that killed his father, man. One of the greatest animated comeback stories ever.
Simba's the GOAT for sure.
At number 4, the great George Foreman, rest in peace. We all know the story. Heavyweight champion at 50 years old.
Yeah.
And you would expect nothing less from somebody that made those hard-ass grills, and possibly gave Muhammad Ali Parkinson's.
I think this is where the list gets off the rails.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
okay, let's hear him out. Everybody calm down and hear him out.
All right.
Number 2.
At number 3, O.J. Simpson. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. He's the only black man to get away with murdering a white woman. He's the only one. And then his post, I mean, he got arrested for the memorabilia shit, sure. But his post-life after that, he was kind of celebrated.
Crazy.
Like, he was a great figure on social media. People was vibing with him before he,
Because he had, you talk about tone, he had tone of, I know I did that.
Yeah, big facts.
You know I did that.
He wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
I did it.
You know I did
it. Was
it.
tiny.
In every social media post, it was like in the back of your mind, and it was in the back of his mind.
Yeah.
And it's like he subliminally was talking to you to say, you know I did this.
I gotta show you, this is the...
And I know that you know
this shit is crazy, bro. The cover of his book...
If I Did Do It...
It's
the
called
name, everything.
It's called If I Did It is the book.
If
is so insignificant on the screen. Oh, dude.
Who makes a book like that after their wife is murdered? If I did it, this would have been the way I would have did it.
This is the book.
The unmitigated gall.
Show me where the if is. You have to look.
The unmitigated gall.
You have to look inside of the eye. In the little it says if. Insane.
Dog, that is crazy. But to continue,
allegedly, all of this allegedly.
Alleged. But rest in peace, the arguably great O.J. Simpson. At number 2, this is more of a recent one. My boy Diddy, man. Diddy. Listen, we thought they had him. But the defense just did not present a good enough, they just didn't present a good enough.
Do not take your hoes across state lines.
They only got him on prostitution. He was never going to get a one-man RICO charge. He was never going to get a one-man RICO charge. The feds came too hard, and it failed.
So did everybody at Diddy's house.
Yeah, oh man, the after party that they gonna throw when he get out is gonna be fun. Y'all think y'all saw Baby Oil before? This is one of the greatest American comebacks that we have going today. And of course, at number 1, AL All-Star starter Javi Baez, and we all know the reasons why.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what. Diddy is legitimately a supervillain. Like, this is stuff that supervillains do. You have a damning amount of evidence and people coming out saying, yeah, he's awful, he did all this. Oh, no, he gets to go free. He is Lex Luthor. Like, that's who Diddy is in real life. We need 50 Cent to dress up as Batman and take care of business.
And listen, this is not me absolving him of he's a dickhead. He's always been a dickhead. He's going to continue to be a dickhead.
He's a freak.
Yeah, and a freak. For sure. But where they messed up is that all of the people they called to the stand, they of course said all these disparaging things about Diddy, but not one of them said that they were forced or coerced to do any of that stuff. And then when you look at some of the stuff in the Cassie story, she was complicit in a lot of it. Not saying that her treatment was right, but she was complicit in some shit. That's all.
Okay,
the Meek Mill audio shook me to my core.
Okay, let's do this. Let's take the break.
Somebody made me watch that live on Twitch.
I don't agree with it. I'm just telling you how.
Please, let's take the break and come back for mine and D-Mac's list.
Dude,
please.
Wait, we didn't even get... Oh, we did get number 1. It was Javi. Yeah. Shout out Javi.
Self-explanatory.
Please. Yeah. Tell him about Feldman. Somebody do something.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's number 1 Chevy dealer. Make sure you check them out. They got 5 locations in Highland, in Lansing, in Livonia. Make sure you check them out. They got deals for everybody. 2026 Equinox LT, $209 per month. 2025 Silver 1500 Crew, $149 per month. Make sure you go check them out. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's number 1 Chevy dealer.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
At Gold Crown, concentrates are their bread and butter, crafting elite collab extracts since the caregiver days. Gold Crown partners with craft growers across Michigan to bring you exclusive full spectrum concentrates, infused pre-rolls, and live resin infused gummies. Their new line, Crown Jewels, is here, gelatin free, effect based, coated in nerds for that extra pop. Find Gold Crown in over 300 dispensaries statewide. Smoke like royalty, all rise for the reign of royal highs, only with Gold Crown.
All right, we're back at it. Big D Energy Top 5 Wednesday. Got a little out of control there for a second. We're going to try to put it back on the rails.
I think I had a great list.
That's what it's all about.
That is true.
People are saying I had a great list. I'm just saying. Y'all may not agree with it. If I did it.
Let me tell this to the chat. That is crazy. I am not interested in your Diddy outcomes. I will not participate. Cool. I'm not going to read them in the chat. I don't care.
Cool.
I legit do not care.
Weezy D313 says can't even be a freak no more.
No, you really can't. But essentially, that's what they put him on trial for.
They did put him on trial.
It was gonna be hard to get him on RICO.
They put him on
He's
trial.
He's a one-man operation.
Yeah.
What RICO is a one-man operation? Even Diddy, like
literal supervillains.
I saw a dude outside the court. This is my one interjection, and then we're moving on, and we're doing D-Max list.
Yeah.
I will give props to the dude outside the courtroom that was selling T-shirts that said something to the effect of "Ain't no solo Ricos."
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet,
bro. It was even worse. People were spraying themselves in baby oil.
They were oiling themselves up outside of the court.
Y'all ain't gotta like it, man. I'm just saying.
It's crazy.
All right, let's wrap up top 5. Dr. Pierce going to join us coming up at about 12:30. Mr. Darren McCarty, your top 5 comebacks.
KG, number 5.
Hey,
welcome back.
Appreciate you.
Just
Thank
the observations and everything else and people out there. So, I mean, it's a tough thing. Not many people are able to make a return here to Woodward.
He did.
So,
Yeah.
KG setting the bar.
Thank you.
He's like Bill Buckner walking back into Shea.
Yeah. I'd be remiss. Tiger Woods 2019 Masters.
That was very cool.
That one, just epic and being awesome. Golf. And you know what? Like, that had to go on there. I was thinking hockey-wise, and Game 6 and 7 of those 2 conference finals when we were down 3-2 and we shut out Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
And it turned out to be like that was the precipice, the culmination of that rivalry, greatest rivalry, in hockey for that time period for sure, maybe in the history. But that was unbelievable as far as that comeback being down 3-2 and then shutting them out both. Rocky Balboa, whether you want the man Sylvester Stallone or you want the boxer, that is perseverance personified. The only good thing come out of Philly, right, Neil?
Correct.
Absolutely. And number 1, well, the Allies in World War II,
yeah.
along the same lines as Japan, but they really stepped it up with D-Day and, not just
the Russians. I almost put the Russians in there coming back from because the Germans took a pretty big stranglehold on the Russians.
You're
early,
right.
and then they turned.
The winners.
Yep.
They couldn't handle the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Good list. Rock solid list from D-Mac.
Oh, yeah.
As always. All right, now it is time for my top 5 comebacks list. I do have an... All right. The ponytail, as always. The little chin beard, too. That's pretty solid.
You talking about me, Cheetahs at number 5?
Hold on.
Like I don't know what Cheetahs is.
I have honorable mention, of course, Darren McCarty for his comeback to playing, just knowing the situation and stuff like that, to be able to circle back and do that and get back to an NHL level is pretty impressive. And then, oh, by the way, won a Stanley Cup as well. So shout out to D-Mac for that one. All right, on to the entertaining ones now. Number 5, cheetahs. No, not cheetahs across the river. Actual cheetahs. They were down to 7 of them at one time.
Wow. Damn.
7.
In the world?
Yes. They were at one
What
time.
year?
I forget what year it was. At one time, they were down to 7 cheetahs. And now there's over 100,000.
Let's go, dude.
So shout out to the cheetahs.
Shout out for reproduction.
Like they
Shout out to
literally.
Diddy.
They literally.
Hey, that's like these 7 original
You need to
cannabis land races throughout the world.
Yeah.
Right? The all famous 7. And then now look at them all today.
Yeah.
So,
Number
cheers.
4, Japan, for all the reasons we outlined. They
Hell
were
yeah.
turned into literal rubble.
Yep.
And now they're, a semi-world power. I think that
for sure.
they got a great world economy.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Japan, man. Y'all put it back
A lot
together.
of freaks in Japan too, but
Freak offs. The Japan freak offs?
Japan freak offs.
Y'all want them.
And I know we are going to go, and I'm going to pivot to number 3. Robert Downey Jr.
That's a slept on one.
Yeah,
That's a good
it
one.
was over.
It was.
Hollywood had turned their back on this guy.
Hell yeah.
And then the next thing you know, he's Iron Man.
And it saved him. Literally.
Literally and figuratively.
He was
addicted to literally
strung out.
everything that you can be
Yeah,
addicted to.
Absolutely.
And now he's Iron Man.
RDJ.
So shout out to him. Number 2, Jesus. You got to respect the resume.
Yeah, he literally came back from the
literally
dead.
came back from the dead.
Yeah, it's tough. I should have put that on my list.
But he's not number 1. That's Apple. Apple was finished.
Yeah.
They were finished in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
And now they have total world
They
domination.
own everybody.
They own everybody.
Except me.
Everything.
Oh, they'll get you.
Oh, no,
Somewhere in your house, there's an Apple product.
No, absolutely. My wife, I got
That's
a
it.
MacBook. I'm just
They
not
don't-
doing the phone shit. That's the most easy access to
fair.
you.
Well, that's fine, KG, but they got your household.
Sure.
No one is above it. So Apple was out. They had to take a loan out
Yep.
to save the company.
That's the best loan ever taken.
Best loan ever taken. So there it was. Rickrolled allegedly came back from the resume.
He came back from the dead.
Yeah.
All right. So
the
the
third
resume.
day.
We're not starting a holy war here. Okay.
Oh, I'm ready.
No.
I'm ready for a holy war.
No, we're not.
As a Knight
Tell
of Columbus, I am a soldier.
Okay,
of the
just
Lord's
tell them about
army.
Mad Packs, please.
Absolutely. I'm here to talk to you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand, and they have partnered with Woodward Sports. Make sure you check out Spenny's Mad Pack Minutes. They launched their new products at the end of May, and they're in retailers everywhere. They got the high-low, getting you high. Top-tier quality, unbeatable prices for the low price. Boom Shakalaka Live, resin-infused tarantula. It's the bomb. Really is the bomb if you like that sort of stuff. Blizzard Packs, THCA, Moon Rocks. That hit like a blizzard. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports Network for all the latest updates.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule for Buddy's Pizza, the original Detroit-style pizza. They invented Detroit-style pizza. Look at it on the screen right there. Look at it. A lot of companies out there saying, hey, Detroit-style pizza. No, Buddy's started that, and Buddy's does it the very best out there. There's over 20 Buddy's locations. You go to buddyspizza.com for dinner tonight. Use a promo code 10meal. Save yourself 10% off of Buddy's Pizza. That's right, your entire order. Buddy's, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG back. Intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter. Cody Engel, J. Cole, and Holy Wars. Wild show today. You
Great
get these
show.
in July every now and then.
Peak off season.
This is borderline an all-time show. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I forgot, Intern Simeon? We have a 4 down locked and loaded, right? You want to do that right now? Get the football part of it in?
Do it.
I'll save the Scooble stuff for maybe later or possibly tomorrow. All right, let's do it, man. We're doing this. We're going in, man. July. We do it every single day. Some form of football with a football 4 down. Intern Simeon is on it. Let's talk football. What do you got, Simeon?
First down.
Lions-based, you
Lions,
said, right?
Yes,
Okay.
all Lions, yep. Are we looking at maybe underrated one of the 3 best defensive secondaries in football?
Top 3?
I mean,
They up
Too
there.
far. You know what? Like, time will tell.
I think they're top
Time
10.
will tell. Can you have this conversation? Are you out of line right now saying that? No. But to preseason rank them from where they've been with a new coordinator and stuff like that, let's just see how it plays out.
On paper, they top 10. On paper.
But D-Mac, I think that there's a and,
thought
and
you
look,
said
I'm
top
not. Am I saying that? I
Yeah.
feel like that's aggressive to say. But name a better safety duo.
You can't.
You can't.
By far.
You got to think Terry and Arnold's going to get better. You got to think, what's Rakestraw going to be?
DJ Reed now.
Yep,
Like,
one of the most underrated corners in the league.
Yes,
Meek is
like-
back in his spot in the slot.
It's making me think, bro. Like, for real, it's making me think.
On
Like,
paper,
if
it's
DJ
argument.
Reed is what...
With Hutchback, too, that'll help them a lot.
Yep.
If DJ Reed is what he's supposed to be, and you have the best safety combo in football.
Yep.
and you got more veterans. Rock Yassin, I forgot the other
Devontae
side.
Maddox,
Yeah, Devontae
yeah.
Maddox. Yeah, so
Yeah. If people start going down, there's a lot better support there too. than
This
there
is by.
has
I
been.
think this is by far the best cornerback room that they've ever had. under
maybe
Brad
ever.
Holmes. Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to decide how emotional I'm being about it. And D-Mac, I think you and I are kind of in lockstep about it. I don't feel like we're comfortable saying that, although it could be, right? As you said, I mean, time could tell. If they get to that level, and I will say this too, D-Mac, for Super Bowl or bust, they might have to be at that level.
No, yes, 100%. 100%. And I think that the big thing, too, is with Hutchback, how much pressure, because it's all, can you get 0.3, 0.5 faster to the quarterback, which you have the talent, like on paper, right? We like what we got in that secondary, so.
Chris in the chat, you can't, out of one side of your mouth, say we're the 2 best safeties in the league and not consider it being a top 3 overall unit. And Chris, that's the mental gymnastics I'm trying to do right now.
The only 2 secondaries that I would for sure put over the Lions are the Eagles and the Ravens. So yeah, the Patriots are up there too.
But you got to see it from the Patriots.
I got to see it. I can't.
I keep hearing about it with the Patriots, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I got to see it with us too. But
Historically,
yeah,
they're
if you're
good
gonna go
defensively.
on paper, you're right there.
The only hang up with the Lions is what is TA going to look like in year 2.
I expect
Yes.
a big jump from him, and that's
do
why
too.
I put him up there. I would comfortably say top 3, honestly.
But even if he doesn't take a big jump, we know what the floor is.
yeah,
Sure.
We know what the floor is.
He's a
that's
starter.
true. Yeah.
He's a starter at a bare minimum. He's a CB2, which you just got your CB1 in free agency, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So God,
Does Shepard's scheme alter from Aaron Glenn's?
I think it's going to be pretty similar.
They're going to play a lot of man coverage.
Yeah.
They have a lot of man covered corners.
Yeah.
Like,
damn man, like
Ennis has been looking good too. People say
Mick,
Meek hopefully can. I don't know if he's going to start the season healthy, but he shouldn't be too long before he's back in the fold.
Michigander 12-12. Lions defense will get cooked against Diego Pavia. So, well, who would?
Well, we're gonna draft him, so we
Just so we don't have to play him.
Defense at practice.
Yeah, he'll make the defense better, and we won't have to play him.
Exactly.
He cooked both teams in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. There you go. Absolutely. Second down.
How big of a deal is it if there's no Zadarius Smith on this D-line?
It's
DMAC. In practice, I don't think it'll be a big deal. Like, in practice. But on our side of things, DMAC, is this town ready for that or no?
Well, is it him or is it what he represents?
Yes.
Right? So.
Yes.
But if you can get at least 10 games out of Davenport, which I predicted myself, I think you'll be okay.
Just believe.
Hey.
Gotta believe in Marcus.
The man upstairs don't want to make the signing, so shit. He drew his line in the sand. So
DMAC, can I come clean about something?
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
There's a part of me with the Zadarius Smith thing. I almost want to see the town's reaction if they don't. Like, I want him here, obviously. Obviously, I want him here.
we all do, but
I would be curious to see.
you know what the reaction gonna be.
I know.
Come on.
But then we're just talking about how the secondary is a top 3 secondary in the NFL. So I just want to see it because I want to see them all flip out so that I can say, I got your ass. Like, you can't have it both ways, bro. Because a lot of people in the chat right now are saying, yeah, this secondary's legit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how this town reacts to it because it will be a massive overreaction.
Yeah.
Massive. And DMAX, selfishly, the show would be easy for 2 days.
There you go.
What with him? What's in it for me, DMAC? What's in it for me? Third down.
Third down.
Wheezy D313. I don't want his weak ass. Here we go.
Of course, Wheezy. Of course, Wheezy said that.
Second leading sack man for the Lions last year.
All right, shout out Wheezy, man.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
September 7th, 4:30. We got Nansen Romo. Ooh, Jim.
Oh
no.
Tony.
Who's snapping the ball to Goff? First play.
Tate.
Man, that was bold.
Tate.
I think it's Graham.
I think that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have shown with rookies, D-Mac, that they're going to have to play their way into spots. I think I'm with Spenny.
But this is different. You lost Ragnow.
But Graham Glasgow's done it.
True, but I think they would prefer him at guard over center. But that's just me though.
I think they want him at center because his comfortability with Goff and you're not going to start a rookie center week 1. I don't think so.
And especially DMAC, these guys aren't going to do. Dan Campbell's not going to do that. There's data.
Frank Ragnow didn't start at center his rookie year. Like, I expect Tate to be the center going forward, but this year it's going to be Graham.
I think to start, I think you could see a transition as the development of Tate. And to your point, when Dan Campbell feels comfortable, he ain't afraid to put a rookie in there, but you got to earn that spot.
What if he earns it at camp, though?
Then he gets
I'm
it.
just saying.
No, I mean, they
There's a
want
chance.
that. I think that's their plan,
sure.
right? But I don't know if he's ready. But it's something that I think you'll hear they're working towards. You'll hear him taking snaps and doing that and being a part of it. And if anything happens to Glasgow, it'll be his job. So it's, sort of what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it's just something that we've seen with this regime. It's the way it works, dude. You don't just walk in and go when you're a rook, unless you like Terry Arnold had to.
You're right.
They didn't have.
They
a choice.
drafted him for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
like he was plug and play from second one. All right, what do we got? Fourth down.
Fourth down, half Lions-ish. Which former coordinator wins more games in their first season at their new spot, Glenn or Johnson?
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Give me AG, man. Why not?
Yep.
Why not, man?
Who's playing quarterback for him?
That division is wide open. My man's
Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Who you like, Justin Fields or Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
There you go.
You know you would pick
I think
Justin Fields.
AG. I think AG has the ability to quiet a lot of the turmoil in the Jets, if there is, and it'd be to see. I just think that there's going to be a little bit of dumpster fire in Chicago.
Nah, Mr.
Maybe that's just wishful thinking.
Mr. He has an elite skill. I know you would pick Justin Fields over Caleb Williams.
I would, yeah.
Yeah,
I would for sure, but I'll get killed for that. But I don't care. I know what he is running with the football.
How you doing, Doc?
I know what he is running with the football.
See, I can't believe this because we didn't know who to pick. Bears total is 8.5. Jets are 5.5.
Oh, I believe it.
That's
yeah.
like
I believe. See, here's the deal.
Jets
And to-
5.5.
The NFC North is too difficult.
Yeah.
man. Like,
to kind of expand to what D-Mac said, how much of New York is circus, right? With Aaron Rodgers and coaches that got fired and all that stuff. We know this about AG. He's not going to put up with the bullshit. Right?
told Aaron Rodgers, get the hell on.
And that defense
Literally, I
is gonna
told you
get
he was going to do
together.
that.
What's that?
And that defense is going to get together.
And
Yes.
and like when you do that, when you just cut out the bullshit, that's 3 wins.
Yeah.
3 wins. That's a great question.
The
I don't know.
The wild card is open in that division, and they could be a team that could rise up. Could be.
But then you go like, well, everyone's selling the Patriots all the time. The Dolphins, you legit don't. The Dolphins literally are the
I'm
box
not-
of chocolates.
yeah.
You don't know if you're getting a caramel turtle or if you're getting that nasty ass pink cream thing.
Even
like,
if you get
don't
the
know.
caramel turtle, as soon as they hit winter, it's over. It's
And
dead.
Tua could literally die at any opportunity.
Right.
They'll go out
Or he could throw for 4,000
Yeah.
and 35, 40
Until
touchdowns.
the playoffs where it's 10 degrees. Then they gonna shut the fuck
But if
down.
they get the home game.
Yeah.
They'll go out and beat the Ravens, then lose to the Raiders a week
Yeah.
later.
To get the home game, they have to win games. And
That's
they're
my
not going
point.
to win
Like,
games.
you don't know
Yeah.
week to week what they're going to do. You literally don't. That was a good one, dude. I don't know. Yeah, I legit don't know. It's a great question. Good job today, Simeon.
Great
Good
job, Simeon.
Great.
All right, Doc Pierce is here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the break, come back. I got some, speaking of football, I got some football stuff for Dr. Pierce, and we will discuss
Got to
when
talk
we
to
return.
Doc about my shoulder.
Oh, yeah, you got to talk to Doc about your shoulder.
Yeah,
Tell-
but first you got to get the hair right, boys and guys. Let's be honest. We like simple stuff. Gimme's on the golf course. We like uncomplicated. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sign in before you know it. You're handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Enjoy Loom Cannabis's refreshing buzzin' favorites like watermelon, cherry, strawberry, or cool off with the 2 new summer flavors, raspberry lemonade and peach. Crack a can, take a sip, catch a buzz. Available at any of Loom's 38 locations across Michigan. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order online or in store. Go to www.loom.com today.
All right, we are at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. We have KG, Spencer Raxter. Usually we do this on Tuesday, but Doc reached out and said, hey, we got to bump this to Wednesday. So we love our segments with Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine Center. His visit, as always, powered by Amon-Ra of Southfield. And Doc, bless you. Doc, bless you again, D-Mac. Before we get things rolling here, because I have some football stuff, because it's July, like it's time. It's football. There's a Lions game in like. Yeah, no, it is. It's time and it's ready to go. But Doc, that discussion we had about Tarek Skubal really kind of set the social media sphere on fire. Who knew you were so controversial?
I'm trying to be. I told you I want to be the Charles Barkley of sports medicine.
I guess
just
that's
rile
what
them
you
up
were.
a little.
What was crazy to me about it, like all we did was talk about stuff that happened.
Right. So maybe I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe this helps, but I don't know how it's helping me.
Okay.
So there's my controversy.
There's a controversy.
No, I mean I think it was education. I mean I think everybody's worried about him. He's unbelievable. You know, this Tommy John thing I think is a mystery to people. I think it's like that Achilles tendon thing going on in basketball, and now it's the Tommy John. It's like, like we talk to people like, who is Tommy John? They don't even know he's an old pitcher. They don't even realize where it came from.
Right.
Or Job's Clinic, which is the orthopedic guy who named it. I can't remember what year it was, but that came out of California with Job's Clinic, which was the orthopedic group. And Tommy John was a famous baseball player that got the first repair and coined the name.
They named it after him, right? Like that, because he was the first one that did it.
People don't know the background, so I guess I'm old enough to still give the background and the controversy. But
no, I got slandered a lot. Why are you putting that out there? I'm like, we're talking about a contract that's a factor of this whole thing. So it just goes to show you, man. Like,
but I think the biggest message that I wanted to give of that is that you got to be careful of your child. Like I had one yesterday. He's a 15-year-old kid. Probably be upset I'm talking about him, who doesn't have Tommy Johns, but he's in that growth phase. So things that we do, I mean, from an educational standpoint, you got to be careful when your child has that growth spurt that's trying to be an elite athlete, right? Because of everything that's going on in college football right now, these kids are getting pushed at a very young age. And we can pick on gymnastics, and we pick on these kids, and we damage their bodies because we're pushing them so hard during the growth phase. So to understand in simplistic terms, when you have a growth, your bones are growing, you're lengthening, right? Your muscles take months and months to catch up. That means your ligaments are even weaker. So when you're starting to throw, and say Scrubble was, his growth spurt was at age 14 to 15. He's in his prime of really coming out. So he's pushing hard on those ligaments and those bones that are getting extra rotation. So you're talking about from a physiological. Am I getting too deep here?
No, I'm following it. My son actually had was it Oschlager?
Oschlager on his knee.
Yeah, he had that on his knee. So I'm
that's the kind of stuff. So if you're pushing him on a heavy rotations and allowing that body not to catch up, you're gonna do damage. Damage doesn't show up then because they're still young, but it can show up in their college years and their professional years and things like that. Tommy John didn't happen just now. It doesn't just boom, I have it, like you tore your Achilles or something.
It's a buildup.
So, it's mechanics. For one, you really got these coaches that know mechanics. Some kids have true talent, right? But their mechanics don't always follow to purity to get to the next level. Like we all know friends that are super talented, right? They were the top athlete in all sports. But they lived off of their sport activity, but not their mechanics. And when you start talking about pitchers, that's probably one of the most important things to talk about, mechanics and the push-off in the body. Golf is another one. You can go swing a club and hit the ball, but the mechanics of how you go through with your shifting of your weight, the way you step and you shift and you present to the ball is way, if you have good mechanics, you're going to be last and be healthy. And my best friend, Gervin, that's what he prided himself on, is never having an injury because his mechanics were so good. So if you have a young athlete out there that you think is going to the next level, is it crazy to spend stupid money on all these trainers and stuff? The right trainer is worth it because that can preserve them to have a better long-term career. Understanding and listen and educate the child too. Like yesterday, I spent more time educating the 15-year-old because Dad's you got to work through pain. We grew up with you got to work through pain. You got to work through discomfort. You don't work through this pain. When it mechanically doesn't feel right, you got to take a step back.
Hey, Doc, so as we're talking about all these injuries, and now they're not sort of, lack of a better term, death sentences for professional athletes on some of these, from the arm injuries to the Achilles to whatever. And back in our day, it was the groins and stuff. So we're learning. Is there something that you're running into now with these younger athletes as far as more injury based because of that? Is there a certain, does it change over time or not saying different decades or whatever like that, but
well, we both know the biggest problem now is that they're getting so sports specific so early in life. When we played all the sports. It gave you that cross training, which was a natural way to develop your whole body. When you get into sports specific, I had a softball pitcher, her right arm was so overdeveloped compared to her left because she wasn't doing the balance. She was just pitching too much. She was good, so she kept pitching. Well, her muscle girth on the right side, which is her dominant side, was about 2 inches bigger, which is enormous. So it's the kids where they have to do the cross training. You have to get into full body workouts. Like we try to do at core. It's everything. It's not just core of your abdomen and your back. It's core of every muscle. Like for a pitcher, you want the core of the elbow. There's core muscles of that elbow that you got to protect. So when you say is there changes, our science is way better, right? We can put little dots on you and watch your mechanics and put you up on screen and look at this and break it down and look at that, right? Not everybody has access to it. It's becoming less expensive, so you're seeing more access. But a lot of people are going back to, I think they're going sports specific too quickly, which overdevelops certain muscles. In a young child, that's a no-no.
Talking with Jeff Pierce here, as we always do every week, usually on Tuesday from the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Woodward Sports chat thread, Mike O says, and he talks in the third person, he doesn't need it right now, but Mike O might need some secret sauce in a few years, Doc. So keep that in mind. Mike O, you know where, Michigan Sports and Spine Center, you know where to go. So.
Well, just to take that, we want to see you earlier on. We want to see, like what I say, if you're wearing a brace, if you're going to therapy for something, that's really where the biologics kick in. Not when you're having the problem. It's when if we can catch you with that first ache, that's the best preventative medicine you can do. Because when we start doing the secret sauce, PRP and stem cell and some of the exosomes, that's advancing your body to heal, self-heal, right? Instead of like, oh my God, I can't walk on my knee, I'm bone on bone. That's where you're too late. It's when I need a brace, I need the creams, I have that ache that's coming back quickly. That's when we want to see you for being proactive.
All right, Doc, I did want to transition because it is football time.
All right.
And it is July, and we're in there. I'm always curious about, and the Lions, I think, are a good example because they are playing the extra preseason game because they're playing in the Hall of Fame dealio that's coming up in a couple of weeks, as a matter of fact. Preseason football, generally, because I know it's case specific, and I would imagine that depending on your status and where you are in the league and how successful you've been, it might be different for you. But speaking in generalities, Doc, what's it take to get ready for an NFL season? The beating that these guys are going to take for 17 weeks in the preseason, and I'm trying to think of a way to ask you this, but I think you know what I'm driving at here is, what's that process look like to understand to get your body to understand where you're going to have to be to take that beating?
Well, I mean, majority of the guys, especially not the rookies, you're getting an exit interview, right? That exit interview is supposed to set you up for what you're supposed to do for the off season, right? So a lot of guys take it like with a grain of salt, and other guys take it very serious. I think a larger percentage are taking it more serious, and especially those teams that were on the edge of winning the Super Bowl. For some reason, those teams really get more involved. Like the Lions would be the king of that, right? They're on the edge. What are we going to do to make the difference? What's the X factor? When you start talking about Olympic athletes, you start talking about 0.001 difference of them losing. That's the same thing with these guys. They need to find what the extra edge is. So they need to train different. They need to exercise different. And depending what decade you are in life is how you take it too. The younger guys, we always talk about the immaturity of a professional athlete. Or you look at JJ out of Minnesota.
Yep.
He's a good example to follow because he has taken it very serious. Okay, I can't use my knee, but I'm using my sports mind to get me better, right? Where are you at where you can advance? Is it understanding the game better? Is it understanding it from upstairs? Is it understanding, just from a mental picture of the game? That's very important for the players as they go in special positions. When you talk to linemen, they're the ones battling in the grind. What can I do? Do I need to lose weight? Do I need to gain weight? Do I need to put more muscle on? Those are analysis that are being done hopefully at the end of the season, through the season, because you can't mess with it during the season. But a lot of guys that put on extra weight, come in heavy, like Kelsey. I think Kelsey was playing heavy last year, maybe too much fun with Taylor, but he's coming in lighter. He realized I need to put a little less weight on. So it's like, what's positional? What's, speed, strength, endurance. Those are all the easy ones. but what are the X factor ones that are going to get you to the next level? And also, they got to buy in. You know, a lot of these guys like, hey, I miss my buddies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
You know, I'm off. You know, there's a lot of guys that we're starting to build something too for the off season that hopefully we'll have ready for next year. But just for that, for the professional athletes that want to get away, have that relaxation, have a different pulse from a meditation standpoint, and understand what they really need from a strength conditioning, but also to be a better athlete. That's really what's going on. Aaron Rodgers is like all the way over here. We don't need to be all the way over here, but we don't need to be the guy in Vegas. I want to hang with my buddies and see how many tables I can play.
D-Mac, I'll pose that question to you because you lived it. Kind of similar in the NHL as far as like body contact all the time and everything like that. What is it? What is the preseason like for you? I would imagine it changes as you go through your career. But how much of it is that, like getting ready to absorb the contact and just through the grind?
It is, and as you learn as you get older, it's more injury preparation. The more fit you are, and there's a fine line because you got to learn it yourself. I mean, I went into camp, I think in '99 or 2000 at like 223 with 6% body fat, whatever. I never felt worse.
Yeah.
Right? So
Really?
if you learn where you like to play at and whatever else, but it's all about prevention. So it's getting yourself ahead so you don't get injured as you wear down and stuff as the season goes on. So you usually see guys, we used to laugh all the time because Marty LaPointe would come into camp and he'd be just jacked and everything, towel around his waist, hanging low. Well, by playoff time, maybe, the towel will come up a little bit more, but that's the body you had to endure the playoff. Right, there's a bunch of different struggles here. So the bottom line, it's all about knowing your body and learning yourself and what you needed to do. So I think it's more of like preparation and doing all the little things. The big thing that changed with us is like the plyometrics and different things like that. The explosive stuff, the stuff where when we ran into an issue and it was sports hernias and stuff like this, so Doc would revise the summer program and stuff like this where you're not in pain but you're building up to sort of strengthen and stuff like that. Like a lot of it during my comeback, we mentioned comebacks and stuff like this, where it was preparation and get me back into that physical shape, but it's also too in the maintenance so that those old injuries would not reappear.
Yeah. The other thing he forgot is that he started boxing in the off season.
Oh yeah.
He did
a form of cross training, like you were talking about.
But he did it for like you said, the grind. Nobody wanted to mess with him. He knew how to like defensively help himself. There's a way to take a hit, right? You don't want to take it head on. You want to be a little off balance where they can't hit you straight up and down. So there's a lot of education, and the boxing gave him, that other edge that made him great too.
Doc, we appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
How did we do today?
No, we were good. Like I said, we were
too
good.
technical.
You were average. We were great. Kenny was awesome.
Thank
you. Spenny just being Spenny.
I like to ask you these questions, man, because this is what I think about for real. Like as a common fan, I wonder how much of the NFL preseason, because Sean and I have talked about this on the show before. I think it's very, very overblown. I do like competition for jobs and the stuff you want to put on tape. They have an idea of who their 53 are going to be, and I don't think it's as often as people think it is, like where they take 8 dudes on the team that they didn't think were going to be on the team. I think they have a very good idea, and it's just I've always wondered about as you progress through your career, you, as D-Mac talked about, you learn the playbook for the preseason. But at the same time, you talked about the Travis Kelce thing. Like, hey man, I was a little too heavy last year. I gotta cut that and stuff like that. And it's amazing to me all the factors because when you're a rookie and you're fighting for a deal, and then all of a sudden you get all the money you could ever want in your life. Because I think that cuts a percentage of athletes. I think once they get that deal. Some of them there's a percentage that are never the same after that. And I can understand how that could be. Like the upper echelon, and that backs up to what you speak about mentally, the upper echelon, you play for the money, but the money doesn't matter when you're the ultimate competitor. The game, it's the game. The money's secondary.
the money should be secondary to everybody, but it is more of a business, and we do more prevention, and we worry about our main guys being hurt. I mean, it's unfortunate, but what sucks is it's not just the NFL anymore. I'm really upset about the college thing. I don't know how that whole thing's going to pan out.
That's going to derail a lot of pro careers, man.
I think so.
Because of the mentality of when you're 18. If I was 18 and somebody, and again, I know it's different because they're highly sought after athletes, but I'm just saying, me at 18, you give me $6 million. There's a probability it could end badly.
Oh yeah, it's got to, and it's not just him; it's his family. You know,
and what that opens up to,
influence, and then Uncle Ed that's coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, right.
I can help you here, and it's just a whole different dimension. And the thing is, it's going to tear down to those 12 to 15-year-olds where they're in their growth phase and they're going to get pushed. And this is my, family's like, this is my meal ticket out of wherever situation they're in.
That's interesting. I didn't think about it that way.
It's going to be upsetting. I think more upsetting what we're going to see over the next few.
The bad thing is you're never going to hear those stories. They're just going to kind of fall by the wayside, and that's going to be
the guy in the middle of the fields was working Halen Bay and blew his shoulder out and on to the next.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way it's going to be. Well, we'll be on to next week with you, Doc. All right? We appreciate you.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Dr. Pierce, everybody.
Thanks, Doc.
Injury Insider, as always, Tuesdays with us, Thursdays with the Braylon Edwards Show also. Tell them about White Claw. I will, as a matter of fact. We are at the end, my friends. Friday night, second best, downtown Detroit. You guys already know the White Claw Tigers tour.
We're getting after it.
The heavyweights have said they're getting after it.
Yeah.
There'll be tons of. I like you just pull up.
When's that,
Claw's out there
tomorrow?
for you? Friday.
Friday.
Friday night. Yeah. So get on out there. They're gonna have an experience for you. If you can't make it out to second best, they'll be doing the watch party.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be interesting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They'll be flipping out if somebody has a bad at-bat.
It's going to be fun.
No, it will be, and it is a lot of fun. And it's brought to you by White Claw and Ben Johnson Law. We went around all over the city, everyone, and it culminates this Friday night. So if you haven't been out there, get out there. The heavyweights will be out there doing the Tigers watch party. And once again, brought to you by White Claw and our friends at Ben Johnson Law.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
All right, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting a game or simply just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They've got over 30 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations right in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon. Go to jarscannabis.com to see where you can get your favorite products today. Check out the Darren McCarty brand in stores everywhere.
All right, final segment of the show. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. For those that don't know, the Tigers game was moved to 5:10. Originally supposed to be a 1:10 game. Right. They have moved that to 5:10. So.
Perfect. I can get home and watch.
Yep. Reese Olson on the bump. Ticket starting as low as $13 on the secondary market if anybody wants to roll out there. But yeah, man. So Tigers with a chance to sweep against the Rays.
You think they'll do it?
In the sports books, they're minus 150. Reese Olson on the bump, as we said. Who's pitching for the Rays? Zach Little?
I think so.
Yeah.
Pepio went yesterday, so.
Yeah. So Zach Little's throwing. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good arm. You would think the Rays are going to get one of this series, but
you would think
maybe they won't.
That's a good team they dismantled.
Yep.
Riley bounced back today.
Clearly, he's washed.
Right.
Really washed.
Does he? He never bounced out to me. Yeah. He fucking bounce back.
He was 0 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah, but that's one day.
Get a poke or two tonight.
Yeah. He'll get back.
Do you have something, Dean? I thought you were gonna. Do you have something or no? No. Oh, I thought you were chiming in.
Well,
that's about it then, everybody. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll have another 4 down for you. Thursday
fights. It's a doozy.
We back.
It's a doozy.
Yeah, we have an actual kind of fighter.
Canadian
I
heritage moment.
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Could you imagine that being your lineage?
Yes.
I did see the clip.
Oh yeah. I don't know what the guy was thinking.
Bro kept coming back.
The best part is that he's bang, bang, bang. That shit is so fucking.
Why are you
funny.
coming? He made you horizontal. Like you are literally horizontal.
He's
Like why would
fighting
you?
like a superhero in a comic book. He's giving his punches sound effects. Boom, biff, pow, bam. Like,
Kapow.
it's so
Right.
fucking funny, dude.
All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, man. For D-Mac, intern Simeon, KG, Spencer Baxter. Well, see you later.